Hey guys, welcome back to LOI Fan TV, and we're back for a very special video today. We're doing our League of Ireland end of season awards. So here, what we're going to do is we're going to try agree on our team of the season. So Ross and I are going to have to come to a few compromises throughout the team,
Are
and
we
then
doing an
we are.
agreed one or are we doing separate? I might have to do maybe doing it. We do an agreed one, yeah.
No, we're doing agreed here because I'm not letting you. I'm not letting you away with this. We're going to, debate a few positions.
Okay,
For the
okay.
most part, it should be straightforward. But then again, we know what you're like, so.
Know what you're like, yeah.
So, anyways, yeah, we'll do that first, guys, and then we'll go into a few different other awards, such as player of the season, maybe young player of the season, manager of the season, and so on. I'm sure Ross has one or two other tricks up his sleeve. So, yeah, Ross, how you feeling about this? You looking forward to it?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I've kind of still got one or two little debates in my head, but I think I've
Yeah,
come to a conclusion now, and I think I'm happy with my 11. And I think if you go about this honestly and if you go about this maturely, I think you should have the exact same 11 as I do.
that's fair. I actually want to say something from the offset, and before this starts, this is a very valid point. So, I obviously look back at our team of the season from last year, and I'd look at your team, and obviously Shells won the league last year. And last day whatever he nicked it, but you had five Shelburne players in that team of the season, so I just want to keep that fresh in your head for when you're picking. Honestly, Emily, Shamrock Rovers won the double. We obviously, league phase football and so on. I hope there's a fair representation. So, yeah, we will see. We will see if you hit that five again.
Yeah, yeah, let's see. Let's see. Who are the five? I'm trying to think back. I don't even know.
I did. You did Kearns and goals. You did Gannon. You
Fair,
did
fair.
Barrett.
Yeah.
You did Boyd up top. You
Oh,
did Coyle, and I think you did JJ Lunny as well.
I didn't do Lunny, I don't think. Surely not.
You
Because
did five. There was
five.
someone
Yeah,
beside Coyle
yeah,
in
that's
the midfield. It
five
was
is
either
fine.
Jarvis or Lunny. It was
Keep,
Coyle was
keep,
sitting in the middle of the park.
keeper, two defenders. That's three. Midfield and a striker. That's five then. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, sorry, yeah, no, that was it, yeah, yeah, I'd say, yeah, no, 100%. So no Lunny,
Yeah, I don't know.
well,
Keep
five, that stands, it stands.
goalkeepers. Have a quick look at that. I devised a short list of three. And
Right.
I narrowed it down to. I included your fella in the conversation, Ed McGinty.
Mm, mm,
We included Joey and Yang. I think he actually ended up at
mm.
18 sheets, which was going to surprise me actually.
Yeah,
Half of his
it
game was
is.
actually quite impressive, to be fair. And
Yeah.
Ennison as well, who I think was in the official team. So I think in there, any other additions to that you can think of top of the head?
No, obviously Casper Terhazka in patches shows very good form. Probably one of the less injury prone keepers in the league. And then you
Yeah.
probably have Brian Maher, but he's probably too patchy for our liking. But yeah, I'd agree with those three. I definitely think they're probably the three to debate.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I think I was set on Dennison and I saw
Mm,
the stat of the 18 clean sheets kind of made me
yeah,
think, Jesus, like that's very good. Like, and I was like, so,
yeah,
I wouldn't have kind of thought of Pats this season as being like defensively solid, but they have actually been they must have
yeah,
been, right. Like, but I was just thinking
yeah.
that at times has made big errors. I know Dennison's has a couple of clangers in him, but
Mm.
I think Dennison still would probably get the nod from me. But I'd be happy to kind of have a discussion on Anang if you felt strongly on it.
Yeah, like as I said, I probably initially, before I'd researching this, had Denison on my team. But then again, I probably started to look at this when Drogheda was still on the run for Europe. And at the end of the day, Drogheda finished sixth. I think that's very important. I know, like, whatever could swing on the final day, and they got to that stage, which is very impressive. But you got to look at stats, you got to take in league position into consideration. And yeah, 100%. Anang's had a few bad mistakes this year, but he's also had a few. I remember some games like he makes ridiculous saves. So he has that in his locker. Obviously, you got the call to Ghana as well. So it's probably, despite his club form this year from Pats, I actually think 18 clean sheets, he would have taken that. He wouldn't have few players, him and Mealy can probably hold their heads up high from the
Yeah.
Pats perspective, based on how they got on. So yeah, as I said, I have an Ang here, like he has four more clean sheets than Denison, and what they 1 point apart. So, yeah, fair play to them. So I'm happy to pick an Ang anyways.
Yeah, the 1 point apart point is interesting just because of at the start of the season, if you said there was going to be 1 point between Drogheda and Pats, that's Pats underperforming so much and Drogheda
Yeah.
in sixth place for Drogheda, very good position if you're just going on
Mm.
season kind of thoughts as anything as well. And like, yeah, I'm happy with an ang though. If you think that, I'm happy to. I've only
Yeah, I just think it'd be wrong. It's like it'd be wrong for the keeper to get the most clean sheets to not be in the team.
yeah,
Get the
fair.
clean sheet one every two games. It's very impressive, to be fair.
Yeah, no, it is. It is. We'll go with Anang in goal then. At right back, did you have any options that you want
I
to?
have two. I have two here, and I'm actually still debating on myself.
Paddy Barr.
Paddy Barr, that's shocking, isn't it? No, the two for me are Milan and Bang and Danny Grant. I think it's a coin toss between those two. Obviously, Bang, is that Cork was mainstay. Look, they hate him now. It's always a good sign when a
Yeah.
club hates a player for leaving. He was obviously doing good things for them. They sank in the table, went to Shells. Has done a reasonably good job at right wing back. Um, he's kind of one of these players you probably have to watch rather than look at their stats to kind of see the effect he has. So as I said, like I'm not overly against him being in the team. I suppose then moving on to Danny Grant. Someone at the start of the year I was very skeptical about us signing. I was thought he was coming in as a squad player. Probably started a bit shaky, got the winner against Pats, and yeah, he became probably one of our most important players. And you even see it in the cup final, like the assist for Rory Gaffney, even in Europe, and he came on solid. And when he came out of the team about a month ago, we went on a losing streak, and I think there's no coincidence there. He gives us so much in defence and in attack, gives us such energy on that right hand side. I think he's gone a bit under the radar, and probably is probably one of the underrated signings of the season due to probably who wanted him this stage last year compared to us picking him up on what he's done. And I know you're looking at clean sheets and stuff here. It's hard to compare. And Bang, you'd be calculating for days, calculating Cork clean sheets and Shell's clean sheets with Bang. But yeah, Danny Grant has 4 assists and 2 goals in 27 games. So it's not the worst return. So yeah, as I said, I'm kind of happy to do either or here. How do you feel?
Yeah, yeah. I've kind of we touched on it previously on Danny Grant, and I have been impressed by him this
Mm.
season. In fairness, I didn't think he was going to be able to adjust to that kind of wing back position. I always thought of him as kind of like a forward rather than
Mm.
that defensive mind. But he has kind of surprised me in a good way in that regard.
Yeah.
I went with him bang over Grant just in terms of I think. I'm not saying he was a sole responsibility for either of these things happening, but when he left Cork, they were still above Sligo. They were in a decent enough position. He had a decent enough start to the campaign. At times, he looked good for them. And since coming into Shells, then he's kind of come in with that same time as Joey O'Brien in and around that time. And since then, I think Shells are top of the form table. And he's been such a crucial part of that. I think it got a little bit stale out wide in certain positions, and just he offers so much energy and so much kind of so much to Shell's in the final third of the pitch in terms of kind of he's very clever, underlapping runs, overlapping runs, linking up, nice little triangles. Defensively, he's very good. So I think I would probably go with Mbeng just slightly. I think he's been really consistent and strong throughout the whole campaign. But as you say, Danny Grant has been impressed by too. So
Yeah, like I don't want to give away the rest of my team, but I haven't gone heavy on the Rovers players. And I don't know whether I should let this one slide or not. Like as I said, I don't know how we're gonna decide this. Because obviously you're gonna feel a bang, I'd feel Grant. Like what's gonna be the deciding factor? How do we come to an agreement?
I've got other positions, and it's probably not surprising. This won't be massively shocking that like 50% of my defense is made up of Shamrock Rovers players. So I felt like
Yeah,
two other
yeah,
positions kind of fair to kind of
yeah.
spread
See,
them
this
up.
is this is this is this is the thing as well. Like, I'm similar to you, and like Shamrock Rovers' defense wasn't like groundbreaking this year. Like it was solid. Like it was like I think we got what was it, 13 clean sheets in the league. Like which is thereabouts kind of what the top teams were getting. So yeah, it's going to have three at the back four there. You know, it's tough under that spotlight. But then again, you think about the double tag, and you're like, oh, because when you go up the pitch, stats take over, so to speak. So yeah, it's a tough one. I'll let you decide. Go on, pick.
If you leave it up to me, we'll take the Frenchman. We'll take Milan and Bang. All right.
Right.
Well, and, I think it's he's at. Listen, I wouldn't have been disappointed with either of those options in fairness.
Yeah, yeah, fair, 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 fair.
Well, we'll take that chance as I have it. Yeah, left back then I think I wrote down
No,
Josh Honahan and I wrote down Connor Kane as another option. There wasn't a huge amount
yeah,
around the league, but I think it's fairly straightforward.
that'd be interesting him in the off season, no doubt. Solid for Drogheda. Player is that Shells wasn't really getting his games out this week and has been really good. And I think
Yeah.
Pat's have been linked to him, so you never know what's going to happen to him in the off season. I think he's the only one of Droghera's defenders and a goalkeeper hasn't been signed back from the starting team. So we'll see. But yeah, 100% Tonhan, no brainer. 6 goals, 5 assists in the league. I think Jesus, there's like 16 goal contributions or 17 goal contributions if you're going to take the cup in Europe in there. Like from defender, it's outstanding. Yeah, in the Ireland setup, probably our player of the year. Just immense. So yeah, Honohan for me as well.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And it's kind of since coming in, like he's I always thought I think he's a centre half for Cork, wasn't he? Kind of central defender and
Yeah,
one of those.
yeah,
He doesn't even look like a wing back really, but he's so good at going forward. He can take players on. He can do it. But I still think in his future he could go back to being centre back and do a really good job there, comfortable on the
100%.
ball, and so I think he's a really versatile player. And he's just a fabulous footballer. And
Yeah.
more than likely, is probably his future lies elsewhere. Is his contract up? I'm not
No, he
sure.
has a year left, but there's interest in I think Cardiff are looking at him and Lincoln put two or three bids in from in August and they're gonna come back in. So
Nice way to
yeah.
start out anyway with a double and yeah, all that good stuff. So we'll probably finish out the European group stage campaign or whatever, and then January time probably look at something there. Is it? Is that the plan?
Yeah. Yeah. If I was to guess, I'd say yeah.
Yeah, yeah, no
Yeah.
brainer, absolutely no brainer. Centre half then I found it quite straightforward. A couple of I think I had Paddy Barrett written down as like a honourable mention, but I think
Mm.
Connor Keely, I think I have the stats written down here somewhere. I was kind of in disbelief at it. He has 7 goals and 4 assists.
Ridiculous, isn't it?
Outrageous carry on from Connor Keely. It's on the new deal, which I was a little bit surprised by. I think we both thought
Yeah.
he kind of looking at pastures new, but missing out in Europe and stuff. And at 27, you probably maybe think, oh, I can go and have a crack somewhere else, or whatever. But maybe he had that experience at Pats and he's very comfortable to draw it and playing really good football. So believes in the project. So maybe it is the right decision. But yeah, a phenomenal season from him.
Yeah, he's from that neck of the woods, so it's I suppose when you think about it and how happy he's been there in both spells, kind of makes sense. They'll build that team around him. He'll probably be the next captain once Ryan Brennan retires.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, he's immense. He's there by far their most defensively and attackingly. I'd probably scored the most goals from. Has
You
he?
got to
Is he
think
the
of
top
that.
scorer?
Top scorer for Drogheda, I'd say, was he? Yeah, pretty close.
Probably is. Well, Warren Davis be there, but Warren Davis died of death
Yeah.
halfway through the season, so it wouldn't surprise if Keely was top. But yeah, no brainer. He if they got Europe, you could have nearly given him the PFAI Player of the Year.
Yeah. Yeah. I think
Yeah,
he's definitely in the conversation for that 100%.
yeah, yeah.
Alongside him, I think it's a no-brainer. Sam Bone.
World class, world class. Should be going to a World Cup. He
Yeah.
should be playing at a World Cup.
Yeah, that gives it away, I think. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Roberto Pico Lopez. Yeah, 34 appearances in the league, 13 clean sheets, 2 goals. This obviously defender doesn't really matter with the attack and returns, but if you actually break down those 34 appearances in between going away to Cape Verde and being at the heart of their defence, getting to a World Cup, winning a double captain the side, getting to a league phase, like he's just like on top of it. Obviously he's just had his first child with his partner, so yeah, a really good year from him. But like one of these players, a lot of players would probably break down injury wise under that under that load. Like he was getting off flights and traveling to Derry and stuff. Like he's just like a workhorse. So yeah, embodies kind of everything around our success. Probably one of our greatest ever captains, if not our greatest ever captain. And yeah, I even think some moments this season. I remember we were playing Drogheda at home and McGinty gave away the ball and they rounded the keeper and Pico cleared. There's moments like that at 2-1, like that saw us over the line to win the league. So yeah, I don't think we have won the league without Pico, and I think he's rightfully in the team.
Yeah. No, agree completely. So fairly civil with the back five. As you move into midfield, I assume it's kind of a 4-3-3, similar enough to what
Yeah,
the thing was. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Do you want to kick us off with
Yeah, I'll kick us off probably the one we both probably have in our team. I'll go Dawson Devoy on the right hand side of the tree. 5 goals, 6 assists in 34 games. Obviously Bo's captain. Rumors of him signing a new contract, which is crazy, I think, considering he could probably
he has
get
he?
moved to Germany or the Netherlands or something. But we'll see. But yeah, no, I think he's been Bo's best player by quite some distance, and yeah, rightfully in the team this season.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I have him in as well.
Yeah.
And I have him in the kind of central of the tree for me personally. But
Mm,
yeah, it's I think he's had a fantastic season. Obviously, I think anything that bows without him, they probably in a relegation battle nearly.
mm,
It's not far off. So
mm,
yeah,
mm.
he's been absolutely integral. Um, Other options then in midfield, I've included Kerr McInroy personally on the kind of left of the tree or whatever you want to say. He
Yeah.
out on the team of the season, but I think a lot of votes had gone in at halfway points, and he had a great final month. I think he finished with
Yeah.
4 or 5 goals, 6, 7 assists. I think so. Yeah, he had a really good season. And I think he was actually one of the players that during that tough phase for Shells at the start,
Mm.
and midway points under Duff and you're a bit inconsistent. He was the one player that was consistently just playing well and getting us results, and he was the whole like I don't think he's had a bad game all season. He's been fantastic, scored some big goals and Dublin derbies and bits and pieces like that as well. I think I would have him. I'd make a very strong case for him to be in the team.
Yeah, I have him as well.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
There you
four goals, 6 assists.
go. That's
I think if it wasn't for him, you probably wouldn't be in Europe.
no.
So yeah, winner against us, winner against Bows, consistent. Not probably doesn't have the best stats in the Shells team as far as like goals and assists together, but he turns up when it matters and he's always a smooth operator. So yeah, I have him in too.
Fantastic. Who's your who's your
So
final?
you say, go on.
I've because I've gone for Dawson Devoy's kind of like the deep six kind of player. So I've gone with Harry Wood in there as well.
No, you're not
Uh,
getting that. You're
I've
not
gone with
getting that.
Harry Wood. Nine,
There's
nine
not there's
goals,
not a hope in hell
nine
you're getting that.
goals, 5 assists. Speaking of
Yeah,
players that Shells wouldn't have came through without Harry Wood, is that, and you can make a case from the front
yeah.
three for that
No
argument.
chance.
Well,
You finished third. No chance you're getting as many players as Rovers in this team. There's no chance we won a double. I'd argue even have Graham Burke ahead of him, but I'm not. He's not even in my team, and like he has better stats than him as well. So yeah, I'm
Graham Burke doesn't
obviously
even get
gonna
into
go.
Shamrock Rovers' best team, let alone this PFA team of the year.
He he does. He's nominated for PFL Player of the Year. Why do you think that is?
Well, in all the big European games, he's sitting on the bench.
He started against AEK Athens and scored the
Yeah,
penalty. No,
yeah, but
no.
all
No,
the
don't watch that. You're too busy watching Shells lose to Droid and watching
did
me
he start
miss
any other
open
games before
goals.
that? Did he start any other games before that? Did he start any other games before that in Europe?
How will you stop? You fucking Aaron McAneff and Darren Nugent did away in Sparta Prague. Leon Poles nearly
Oh,
flew
did
back
he
and
hooked
hopped
at
in
half time
goals for
in
it.
Athens as well? I think didn't he?
Hmm?
He got hooked at half time in Athens as well, didn't he?
That's because of the cup final on
Oh,
Sunday.
okay, all right, yeah.
Yeah. No, look, I'm not arguing for Greenberg here. He's probably my 12th player in the team. He should be. If there was a 10, I'd probably have him in.
Surprised you
And
haven't actually. I'm surprised you've ruled him out of the front three conversation even.
no, well, it's just if we're as I said, if we're going off stats in the front three, I'm personally going stats heavy in this. Try to be fair. Greenberg probably does get in if it's a different system, or if he has a bit of a stronger end to the season. I know he got the goal against Bows in the 2-1 win. But I suppose yeah, if he had one or two more goals, I would have put him in. But he's just on the cusp for me. But look, I have the midfield built differently to you. I think everyone who's watching this video would agree with me. I'd have Devoy on the right, I'd have McElroy on the left, and I'd have Matt Healy sitting in the six. There's no two ways about it. He's the best central midfielder in the league this season. I know you're less slag about the backwards and sideway passes, but if you're looking at passing stats, he has 3,200. Sorry, 2,332
I
passes.
don't
He
blame you
has
for not,
five. No,
not,
no, help
not,
me out.
not
Hear
blame you
me
for
out.
not
You,
enough
you
watch.
were. No, hear me out. You were bragging about Shell's having this new passing philosophy style of football that you're changing, you're evolving, you're suffering a bit with results, you're looking after the ball a bit better. He has 500 more passes than second place JJ Lunny. And you're going to say Gary O'Neill did the same job as him. I know you said that to me before, but we've actually played a different system this season. We played with the three in midfield instead of a boxed two. So yeah, he if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be able to play that system. He's by far probably technically our best player. He's up there with Graham Burke. And there's a reason why when we went out to Athens that Bradley left him as an unused sub. He is crucial to what we do. And if we sold him in January, we're in huge trouble.
Sorry,
So
do it again.
like
There's a reason he's so crucial to what you do that he was left as an unused sub.
yeah, because Bradley was saving for the cup final.
Oh,
He
okay. Yeah, okay.
he like we brought on Trevor Clark. Everyone we left. Matt Healy was the only one to travel to Athens that didn't play, and there was a reason why. He's just so important to what we do. When he played the 90 in the cup final, and he's just such a good player. He's just ridiculous. I remember when he came into the team and was starting ahead of Gary O'Neill, who has been an unbelievable player for Shamrock Rovers. I was like, oh, it's a bit harsh. But then I watched him one game against Mold away, and I was like, oh, there's someone here. And yeah, I just think it'd be a disgrace if he wasn't in the team. I think he has to be in the team. He necessarily doesn't chip in with the goals and assists, but then again, he's not as advanced as a McEnroy or a Wood. So I think it's hard to compare him when you're looking at goals and assists. But if
Yeah.
you watch if you
He's
watch the game, you
plays
can see how big Flash
more
is.
similar position to kind of Dawson the Void, doesn't he? A little bit deeper.
Not really, because Adam McDonald does the six role for Bowes, and
Yeah,
Devoy's kind of that eight.
the
So
Void is a little bit deeper though. He has been at certain
he
stages.
he
You
he's been
see,
sitting in the two, but you could argue he's almost doing the Richie Tell position for Dundalk, like with Chris Shields beside him. Like Both fans will even tell you. I've talked to both fans about he's not a six. Like being a six isn't his strong point. He's a ball playing midfielder. He likes to advance, help Tierney, help Clark, get involved, keep passes ticking. He's not really breaking up playing controlling games. That's more Mahealy, and I just think yeah, I think it's I'm not moving off the Mahealy sample. We won the double. We're in the league phase in Europe. I think it'd be a crime for him not to be in it. So that's my show.
I think Healy's been very good this season. I think he's been really good. And yeah, no, when I watched him, he dictates the play really well, and he's a lovely
Mm,
footballer to watch, and he's technically excellent, and he's probably someone you could see getting a move back across to the UK or to Europe at some stage.
yeah,
I think it was Belgium he came from, wasn't it? I think
came
so.
from Belgium. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yes. See him going back to somewhere, having another crack at the whip.
Mm,
Yeah, he's been excellent. He's been excellent. All I would say is that I kind of just wanted to get more kind of a forward option into that midfield, with that kind of uh Graham Burke player that they included there, like the kind of number 10 style player. So I have to void a little bit deeper, McEnroe,
mm,
8, whatever. But listen, I don't think there's much moving you off this one. So
mm.
I'll concede that. I'll concede that.
Okay, fair,
Really.
fair respect. Yeah, as I said, I've excluded Graham Burke because I want to try to be as fair as possible. Even though probably some people would call that unfair, but yeah, I'm very passionate about Matt Healy being in this team. I think he's been one of our most him and Honahan are our two best players.
To be honest, if Graham Burke had the season he just had for Shamrock Rovers at Chelsea, I'd be making a call from stats or no stats. I'd be making a play for him to get him in there, to be honest, if I was you.
100%, I get that, but as you kind of touched off of Graham Burke is one of these players. Certain games suit him.
Hmm.
And like when we're playing, he's kind of like a Jack Byrne type player. When we're playing these tough teams in Europe and so on, necessarily he's not in the starting 11. And there's no question about it. He is our biggest attacking threat on the pitch. He's quality, but he dips in and out of that quality sometimes. Like he get a game where he's unplayable. I remember at Cork in 2020, he scored 5 goals. He can just turn up and do that. But
Yeah,
there's also weeks where he's not at it and you just have to hook him. But
yeah,
yeah, as far as consistency goes, Honahan and Healy are at it every week. They're in the team every week, and I just think that's when you're picking a team of the season, you have to take that into consideration, consistency. And yeah, Burke's stats are great. You could have him in the team, but I thought it'd be unfair in the front three I'm about to exclude any one of them based off that.
yeah. That's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Moving to the front three, then I think they're probably the biggest no-brainer in the whole team. I don't even know who you'd really argue for going up against them on the left-hand side. Mickey Duffy,
Mickey,
12
yeah,
goals, 13 assists. I actually
outrageous.
believe that, to be honest. Like,
Outright. I actually would love to see a stat where Derry would be in the league if it wasn't for his goals or assists.
yeah.
They'd probably be like where Waterford are.
Yeah, I was because I was it was funny. I was getting loads of people reposting, Derry fans reposting the Craggy Islands over 75s coming from pre-season,
Mm,
saying prove them wrong, and all. I'm like, you haven't really proved me wrong at all because the signings weren't good. Like they
yeah,
were like it was Michael Duffy carried you to second. Like it's not
yeah.
he wasn't signed this. It was like
Mm.
vast majority of the signings they
Sure,
made this
they're
winter.
doing a clear out at the moment. Sure, I was only reading there. Mark Connolly's gone.
Yeah.
Diallo to be actually gone a door. Benson, Ferguson, all these players coming out, and it's just another clear out for Derry. So yeah, no, I don't. It's such a false position. Them
Yeah.
finishing second. It's such a false position.
Yeah.
Like it's if Michael Dove, it's literally a one man team.
Yeah, and they're all saying we're going to win the league next season, blah blah blah.
Yeah, no chance, no chance. They'd be lucky to get Europe next season.
Yeah, in your dreams. So yeah, anyone that's reposting that thinking they're smart, you're well and truly on the wrong side of history with that one. Yeah, Michael Duffy, unbelievable season, and I don't think
Yeah.
anyone on that team could even compare it. Like we've no, I don't even think we have another Derry City player to mention in the whole team that could be an option anywhere. Like which just shows you, and they came second. Like that's just, I think that says all I need to know. Like
Yeah, that's all there is to it. Yeah, I actually feel kind of sorry for Duffy because he should be, like if he was with us or even with Shells or Bose, like, he imagine what he'd do for those teams. Imagine he'd bring yous on the cusp of winning the league. Geez, what he'd do for us, we'd probably end up in the Europa League. We'd be in a higher European competition of us for him. So yeah, he's such a good player.
yeah.
So I signed a long term deal with Derry. So I just hope, huh?
Harlan calls too late from now, 31. I think
Remember, Kenny wanted to call up in 2020 when he was at Dundalk and they got the Europa League and he was only registering. He was like 27 then, 26, 27. I think 31. You never know, to be fair. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough when Derry are the way that they are. If Derry were in Europe and he was doing it against like Legias and, Spartas and all that, you could campaign for it. But 31 out wide in a one-man team is hard, isn't it?
no, it is. It's a hard case to
Yeah.
make. Like even like
Yeah.
Mikey Johnson, for example, playing in the championship, but it is a higher level, like you know, and like
It just is. There's no two ways about it. Like,
yeah, it's hard to make a case for it. Um, on the right hand side, then I'll probably put Wood forward again, but I think I'll just die on that one. Probably the one I'll go for. I had Graham Burke written down as well, which was probably I was willing to discuss that one too, but probably
yeah,
Owen Elding is probably the man to be looking.
yeah. I'm gonna go for Owen Elding. I think it'd be well probably like I'd hate for us not to include him and look back in this video in a few years' time and he's doing the business wherever he is.
Yeah,
And I was saying how did we not include him that year? Like, because he's destined for great things. Like, sure, look at some of the goals he scored. The goal against Bowes. Uh, well, he's a hat trick. Was it a hat trick against Kerry? That we're not even including that. Was it that did he score a hat trick against Kerry?
Patrick
Wasn't it?
Carey, I think. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, we're not even including that. Like, so
yeah.
he's just
We
an
still lost.
outrageous talent. He's got. I saw Storm Gratz from Austria looking at him.
Yeah.
Apparently, 1.5 million is mouth we'll see. But yeah, quality player. And one of these players again, Sligo are a good team. But if you take his goals out of it, they probably would have been at least ninth.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I agree 100%. Finally, then the striker position, probably two options here. Who did you
Hmm.
opt for in
Yeah,
the
well, obviously you have the Mealy option and you have the Almond option. I went for Podge Almond personally. I think as I said.
mention? Gaffney, probably not enough game time in the end, but obviously finish the season well.
Gaffney scored 15 goals across all competitions. So if you're looking at it from that perspective,
Yeah,
100% could include him. But yeah, in the league, I think it was like 7 or 8 goals he got. So it's hard to kind of compare against Almond's 14 or Neely was 12, I think it was in the end. But
Meatball.
you were saying Meatball a few weeks ago, but I don't think
That
you should be
that
bringing him up
that
after
miss
after that
against
open
Rita.
goal.
That miss against Rita put the nail in the coffin for me with him.
Yeah, listen, you need your striker to be clinical and that, and like I heard Johnny Ward say, if you put Graham Burke in front, give Graham Burke that chance 100 times, you'll score 100 times. You know what I mean? Like
Blindfolded.
you just can't miss those chances. And yeah, not Meepo is one of these. He's a nearly man. Hopefully now. Remember Johnny Kenny first season at Rovers was like that,
Yeah.
wasteful. And then next he can just explode. He can score 20 goals next season if he puts it right. But
Yeah.
that's up to him.
Afalabi was similar bows when he came in, kind of
Yeah,
in terms of like both under 21 internationals and bits and pieces didn't
yeah.
work out for him in the UK coming over. Yeah, I could say because a lot of Shells fans are saying get a new striker. I'll probably give him another year. I'd give him
Ah,
another year because
very harsh.
you see glimpses of even I think that goal he scored against Bows, little toe
Oh, he takes it on the half turn sometimes and just wallops it in from 30 yards. Like he has it in him.
Sligo. He hit the bar against Pats, unbelievable strike. Like he has ability.
Mm,
So yeah, I think vast majority of Shells fans will be happy to give him another year there, and maybe bring in a striker to complement him if you're moving one or two on or whatever. But
mm,
yeah, he's not in the conversation here anyway. Yeah, I've
mm,
got Podge Hammond. I think 14 goals for a side that finished ninth in the league. 14 goals, 4 assists. Yeah, I just think in terms of media, had a great season, of course, because he's playing with better players. Podge Hammond
mm,
getting the service from James Olejnik and I don't even know who else. So, Matty Smith was injured all season and stuff. So I think it's such an impressive goal record at 37, I think. So
37, yeah. 37. And keeping Tommy Lonergan out of the side as well, who's a solid
yeah,
League of Ireland striker, like considering where Waterford are.
yeah. Conan Noonan obviously playing there as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, seven. Yeah, Conan Noonan was 7 assists, so he's had a good season as well.
Yeah,
Probably an honourable mention for him. Obviously great goal he scored in the playoff, and he probably will come back to. I saw Sligo and Pats are being linked to
that's
him, but
yeah.
probably will come back to Rovers, I'd say, and be probably a Graham Burke understudy, and yeah, get a bit of game. Danny Mandre, who's is going to be injured for a good while as well. He went off on a stretcher of a knee injury. It could potentially be an ACL. So if that's the case, that's 6 to 9 months, so it opens the door for a Conan Noonan.
Could he get called into the European squad or no? If Mandra drops out or anything, or is that a
No, no, I don't think so. I don't think so. Unfortunately, no, no. But I wouldn't want him to, anyways. I think he needs to go off now and have his off time and come back in January fresh.
yeah, yeah. Anyway, we're happy
Yeah,
with Hammond up top.
yeah. Paul John is a no-brainer. Now, yeah. Well, the one of them had. I think Melia had only scored from open play, hadn't scored any penalties, which was an impressive stat I saw. No, he might have scored a penalty or two since I looked at that about 3 or 4 weeks ago. But yeah, what a talent Melia is, and yeah, he's going to go on to amazing things. So yeah, best luck to him.
100%. So run through the team quickly. We went for an Angan goal. We
Hmm.
went with Milan Mabeng right back, Josh Honahan left back, Pico Lopez and Connor Keely centre back in midfield. Then Matt Healy controversially made in over Harry Wood, Dawson Devoy and Kerr McInroy. Then on the right hand side of the front three, Owen Elding. On the left, Michael Duffy, and up front, Podge Almond. Happy enough?
Happy enough. Yeah, that'll do me.
Nice one. Few awards to hand out then. Manager of the year.
I think it's a no-brainer. I think Stephen Bradley has to be. I remember, I hate to always revert back to our manager rankings, but yeah, you said that if Stephen Bradley won the league, you put him top of that list, and he's done the double and got into Europe for the first time ever. Did it over 4 rounds. So yeah, he has. I think he's silenced a lot of critics, and yeah, he's. I think it's a no-brainer. The only other one that was come close to me would be John Russell for keeping Sligo up, and then Kev Doherty if he got Europe. But obviously, John Russell, honorable mention to him, but Stephen Bradley is a no-brainer, I think.
Uh, well, a certain manager is top of the form table since coming in, has took a club to the European knockout rounds for the first time in their history. Well,
Knockout rounds, that's not true.
sorry, what you call it, the league phase.
League phase,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, the first.
Drita and Skendia will have the
Yeah,
will
I'm only messing. Joey Boyne's been great since coming in. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, Steve Bradley doing the double.
yeah, yeah. There's no versus, yeah. There's no two ways about it. I just hope now. He was talking after the cup final about pushing on next season. I think potentially we could get a bye through the first round Champions League next season and be seeded in the second round.
Really will.
Yeah, yeah. So actually, funny enough, the fellas you were playing, Skendi and Drita also in that Champions route as well as Selji. So yeah, there'll be a few familiar faces in there. But yeah, I think he was saying Europa League is the next target for them as a group, and I think it's very doable. I think we strengthened properly in the off season, signed one or two good players again. I think there's no reason why we can't go on and do that. So yeah, I hope he stays to do that because and he's on 5 leagues apiece with Fennon and Stephen Kenny. So I'd love to see him go and win a sixth before he goes and calls it.
Be great. Yeah, that's the big one. I suppose he's kind of talking as if he will be staying. So that's all positives noise because it was kind of
Mm,
maybe lining up to be a good time to go doing the double. Obviously, it's
yeah.
Josh is kind of flying now as well. You think maybe
Mm,
it is a good opportunity to kind of test the waters about if something pops up, but it maybe remains to be seen. Maybe if a club that comes that's kind of hard to turn down a championship team or something. Maybe it's just one of those where you have to take that opportunity. But if nothing comes his way, like it's no guarantees. Maybe he's probably happy out where he is. Like so,
yeah, surely. And one thing as well, if he does something miraculous with Rovers in Europe, he could get a huge job. Like he has a very good relationship with Dermot Desmond. It wouldn't surprise me if, in a year's time, just say Celtic came in for him or something like that. It may be giving himself that extra year and going an extra step in Europe could open up a huge door for him. So I think that's and he's only 40 as well. So,
yeah,
he's very young in management terms.
I hate from to go to Celtic. They're because they're
I,
fans of.
I wouldn't want him to go to Celtic, but I'm just saying a club of that
No, no,
magnitude.
100%,
Yeah.
100%. Player of the year. Then I think uh, I think the official nominees are Duffy. Is Keely one and Burke? Is it?
Burke, Duffy, and Devoy.
Devoy, is it Devoy? Yeah,
Yeah, I think it's Devoy.
yeah. I think Keely should be in that top three now. To be honest.
Yeah, I think if Teely would have got fourth, I definitely would have
Yeah,
been saying that.
yeah.
It's obviously sixth. It's tough, but yeah, no, 100% honorable mention to him. Yeah, it's one of these things, isn't it? Like you could even though like he doesn't have the stats like a Pico Lopez, like I'm not saying he should win it, but I'm just
Yeah,
saying, the career the year that he's had, he's qualified for a World Cup and won the double and captained the Rovers.
Josh
If you're
Nolan.
to go off feeling and emotion, you could say that, but if you're going off like this isn't it's just a no brainer for me. Like Michael Duffy has to be the PFI Player of the Year.
Yeah,
There's just no two ways about it. Like he's just a 1 man team, 25 goal contributions in just the league. Yeah, quality player. And if it wasn't for him, Derry would be probably playing Bray last Friday.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. Single-handedly carried him to second. Yeah, no brainer, no brainer. Young Player of the Year. Official nominees were was it?
Ooh.
Yeah,
It was
uh,
Michael Noon and Mason Mealy and Owen Elding, I think, were the three.
yeah, yeah.
Obviously Noon is doing great things in the World Cup. Mealy has carried Pats to
Mm,
probably the top half. They wouldn't have top half if it wasn't for him because the rest of the team's a disaster minus the nine.
yeah,
Um, for me, it just has to be Elding. I just think, he's just, yeah, it has to be Elding for me.
yeah. I would agree with that as well. I would agree with that too. Owen Elding, Young Player of the Year, LOI Fantasy official award. Well done. What else is there then?
We
Manager?
do. We don't really do our usual like flop of the season. Like we always, we give someone a bit of something.
I actually haven't thought of one. I haven't actually thought.
I have
Okay,
one
yeah.
personally. Stephen Kenny.
Great show.
Like we had Pats first. Well, I had Pats first in my predictions.
I didn't know if you meant
I
flop signing or like flop generally, but yeah, you're bang on.
flop in general. If the flop of the season has to be Stephen Kenny, like he went on that run the back end last season, and Pat said 2-11 starting the season, like 2-11s. You had Keane, Amelia, yeah. You look at the wingers. You had Elbouzedi, you had Power, you had Mulroney, you had Brandon Cat. You had an absolute array of options. And to finish fifth is a crime. And if it was anyone but Stephen Kenny. If it was anyone else, even if it was Stephen Kenny on a 2-year deal, I think he would have probably been given the clip. And look, this isn't a Stephen Kenny issue; it's a Pat's issue. It's a cultural problem at the club. But a former Ireland manager coming in the door, and you're chopping and changing your 11 every week. Like Stephen Kenny at Dundalk, he was always known for having a really strong
Yeah.
starting 11. And you look at Pat's every week, there'd be 4 or 5 changes. It's just a mess, a disaster. And I think he got a bit complacent at the back end of last season and gave a load of lads new deals that maybe didn't warrant them. And I don't think he signed the best as well either. Like signings like Sean Hoare, like as I said to you, like overrated and underrated. Like, when he's good, he's good.
Jesus, Luke, you can't say that. You can't. Yeah, so Stephen Kenny is the flop of the season, pretty much. Anything
Yeah.
rewards to dish out here?
Any other awards?
That's probably more or less everything.
Signing of the season.
First thing that sprung to my mind there, Kerr McInroy, but I'm trying to think of other ones.
Yeah, I think contenders are Danny Grant, Kerr
Yeah,
McInroy. I think Matt Healy as well is another one.
yeah, yeah, he was this season, wasn't he? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he was this season. Who else? Who else could you go for?
Uh,
Connor Keeley.
Connor Keely, was he this season as well?
Yeah, he was this season. Yeah, he went back. Yeah,
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 it's
he
a
was
big
this
draw.
season.
I think the draw to be more in these conversations if they had a clinched Europe, and just like got over.
Yeah, that's just the missing part. Like even if they got top half, you could half argue it. It's just the
Yeah,
fact they got sixth. You know,
still overachieved. Like they did still like probably
they
overachieved.
did.
Yeah, like in terms of budgets and stuff. So,
Mm.
final of the season, you're probably looking at Healy or McInroy, one of those two. You're probably thinking.
We'll start us off now. We're going up around
Yeah,
again.
you can. We'll just scrap that one.
Yeah, we'll leave that award.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Let's go
here, lads,
Connor Keely and
com
compromise. So
leave a comment. Let us know who you think sign of the season is. Yeah, leave a comment, and whoever says the name the most wins. So yeah, definite incentive for you as well, guys.
there you go. There you go.
Well, yeah, is that all, Ross? Is that is
That's
that
all.
everything?
I think that's all. We're good. We're good. We have plenty more coming. We'll have transfer shows. We'll have reacting to our league table predictions, which will be feckin' hilarious as well. So
Yeah.
plenty more stuff to come. So stay tuned.
Steady, yeah, no, really enjoyed that, and surprisingly went smoother than I was
Yeah,
expecting.
not too
I
bad.
had the exit call button ready there just in case I might needed it if I got too triggered. But to be fair, he came to your senses, and you recognise Matt Healy is the great player that he is. So, no,
Malamba
all's well
Deng,
to
that's
end
right
well.
back in the league. Malamba Deng, so that's right back in the league.
Good luck. It is what it is. But yeah, guys, there we have it. Look, let's try to get to 30 likes this video. Yeah, subscribe if you're on YouTube. Leave us 5 star if you're on Spotify. And yeah, leave a comment as well. Let us know your team this season. And if it's anyone we forgot about, is there anyone you wouldn't have in the team? Let us know too. So yeah, Ross, pleasure as always.
Nice one, Luke. Thanks for being guys.